And welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Heather Childers along with Bob Sellers. House Republicans preparing to oust Congresswoman Liz Cheney from her leadership post this week. Cheney's ongoing feud with former President Trump has been causing some tensions, you could say, within the GOP. And now a growing number of lawmakers are siding with the former president, endorsing instead New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik to replace Cheney in the leadership role. So is the former president, is he in charge of the party once again? Did he ever lose control of the party? Ford, I'll start with you. This is slated to maybe go up for a vote on May 12th, is what we're hearing.
Well, look, Liz Cheney is a complete and utter distraction to the Republican Party. She is in leadership. Her job is very simple. Go after the Biden agenda, carry the party's message, and retake the House in 2022. I don't know why she can't let it go with Donald Trump, and because she can't carry that message, she should be tossed out of leadership. Her job's to retake the House. She's not doing that. As for Donald Trump, I, for years on this program, have said that this is the party of Donald John Trump, but I think many in corporate media get that wrong. Donald Trump does not control the Republican Party. The grassroots control the Republican Party, and right now, they love Donald Trump.
Yeah. Graham, I'll go to you because we do have this statement. It was actually the first statement that the former president came out with today with that new way of issuing statements. And he said that the House GOP has a massive opportunity to upgrade this week from warmonger Liz Cheney to gifted communicator Elise Stefanik. And he goes on to say that she's received endorsements from American Patriot Brandon Judd and the National Border Control. She has an A+ from the NRA, and she loves our veterans. So that goes, and he said a couple of other things there, but it goes to what Ford was speaking about, that is this more about the issues and siding with the America First agenda?
Well, you know, I always like to say America first, America always. I like to add there a little bit. This is 100%, I agree. The goal is to take back the House and the Senate in 2022. That's it. That's it. And in my opinion, I am very anti a large percentage of the people that we have in the House and the Senate right now anyway, because I believe I'm a term limit guy. I believe that we have a lot of career, out of touch, elitist politicians that have been in D.C. for so long that there is absolutely no way that they have any clue what the real Americans think, feel, or what they want. And if we really break it down, your job as a congressman, a senator, a vice president, or president, your job is to be the will and the voice of the people that you represent. We have a lot of people in the House, a lot of people in the Senate that, in my opinion, have forgotten their place. And their place is to be a public servant. They serve the people of the United States. So everybody that harps on this America First movement and how all these people are terrible, my argument would be maybe you should start listening to what actual Americans want you to do. And that's take back the House in 2022 and the Senate. And yeah, give the power back to the people. We don't want people in D.C. telling us what to do. We want to tell the people in D.C. how we want them to vote and what we want them to do. That's the way it's supposed to be, and America needs to remember that.
Yeah. So Melanie, what do you think?
You know, I look at this in the macro, and as a card-carrying Republican myself, this was what irritates me about my party. We always do this. We always do things, as I put it, in front of company. We never do things in private. You don't see Democrats doing this infighting in public like Republicans do. It drives me absolutely insane. They should have gone to her privately and said, what can we do to get you out of this spot? What kind of deal can we make to get you to step down? Okay, and made the deal, got her to step down and moved on. But instead, no, what are we doing? We're fighting in front of company. We're fighting in the public. And it's a bad look for our party, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's, you know, you're supposed to keep it in the family. And that's the other thing, Bob, you know, the Democratic Party does tend to stick together a lot more than Republicans. But we do have the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, coming out over the weekend officially saying that he is going to throw his support behind Stefanik. And then we also had, Steve Scalise as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that many Republicans appreciate that Liz Cheney was not crazy about Donald Trump. They understand that. But that's not her job. Her job in that position is to help other Republicans get elected in the midterm. And they were not going to win with that message right out in front of everybody. So she should have stopped talking so much about this topic. And it also is curious to me that you would think the person in that position helping everybody else get elected would be a shoo-in in her own district. She's not. 52% of the people polled said they were going to vote against her in the next election, no matter who she ran against. Now, that could change over the next year and a half, but that's not a good place to be.
Yeah, and especially also when you're trying to raise money, because in that leadership role, her job is to raise money, you know, for all these other candidates. And when you have, what, 52% of the people there in your home state that don't like you, that's not going to go very well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ford, final word.
Yeah, Melanie's absolutely right. The problem with Republicans is airing out your own dirty laundry in public. The idea that CNN and other corporate liberal media are calling Liz Cheney a hero after years of bashing her family is absolutely ludicrous. There is no infighting in the GOP. The question is, do you want to carry the message forward to retake the House and the Senate in 2022 or not? And if you don't, get out of leadership. The voters of Wyoming will decide your political fate on your side, but you cannot be in leadership. Our goal is to retake power because the Biden agenda is killing America.
Yeah, Ford, I think you're so right, by the way, about the base. That part of the base that has supported Donald Trump so strongly, maybe they go to DeSantis if he's not involved, but they still matter, and you can't alienate them.
That's correct.
And that's even causing a problem, though, because some of that base, they're looking at Stefanik's record in terms of the votes over the last 4 years, and they're saying that she didn't vote in favor with President Trump enough. And actually, Congresswoman Cheney voted more with the former president than she did.
But that might be inside the Beltway stuff.
Yeah, let me say this about that. You make a very good point here, Heather. When you look at her record, yes, Liz Cheney's tended to be more conservative, more in line with the Trump agenda. But remember, what the Republican Party's lacking, which is something Melanie brought up, is we're lacking communicators. And the one thing I'll bet dollars to donuts on when it comes to Elise Stefanik is if you give her the message, she's a very good messenger and somebody who will attract more Republicans, particularly as a younger woman.
Yep.
Yeah, she will. All right, Ford O'Connell, Graham Allen, Melanie, Collette, thank you so much for joining us. Coming up, folks, are you looking to save a lot of money on your Medicare coverage? We're going to tell you how you can do that after the break. More of American Agenda after this.